What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about a handgun that is probably one of the best shooting for its class, for its size, and stay along in this video and you're going to find something out about this handgun you probably didn't know that is absolutely amazing, unreal, and I've already tested it. Anyways, before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. And one thing people always complain about, which I've noticed in the comments, and I'm not above criticism, so I try to, make up for it one way or the other, but I have a problem keeping my hands still. I talk with my hands for whatever reason it is. It's just, when you're filming, it is what it is. But I have a little bit of ADD, so I'm always moving around. I'm going to do a segment at the beginning of the video and show you exactly what I want you to look at. And I'm just going to hold it still so you guys can see everything. So I'm just going to do a little rotation of the handgun so you can literally see all the features. And what's actually pretty interesting is on a handgun like this, the Springfield Armory XDM Elite, it's a very different looking handgun. I mean, yes, it looks like a polymer striker fired handgun. What I'm talking about is the serrations, the texturing, the shapes of it. I mean, how it is shaped wise when it comes to the slide. I mean, overall looking, this handgun looks like a dinosaur to me. It's different, you know what I mean? But very cool looking in my opinion, and I absolutely love this thing. Anyways, if you know me, my favorite handgun brand is Glock, by far. Glocks are just reliable. They make something for everybody, and they're just there when you need them to be there and go bang every single time. On top of that, aftermarket parts, magazine compatibility, holsters. I mean, everything is there for a Glock. It's extremely complete, if that makes sense to you guys. But a close second. And when I say that, people think I'm a Glock fanboy because I am. I'll be honest about it. I love firearms that run and just work for me. But for Springfield Armory, I'm basically the same way. And I've had such good luck with them. And I wouldn't even call it luck. I just think they make a good overall solid product, especially when you're in that, $450 to $800 range. That's typically when handguns run the best, are the most reliable for their price, and have the cheapest fixes. So anyways, the Springfield Armory XDM Elite. In this setup right here, it is 13+1. Now what's interesting is when it's 13+1 like this, you can get two fingers in here like a Glock 26, like a Glock 27, like the Smith & Wesson M&P subcompacts, that whole sort of thing. But on this one, you can put your pinky right here. Now I know that looks weird. There's a built-in magwell, which is actually pretty nice, but because this is the compact version, the 3.8-inch version, not the full size, they allowed you to have a smaller overall footprint. But it does come with larger magazines. And we're going to talk about the larger magazines because that is absolutely the best feature about this handgun other than its shootability. And like I said, I got a surprise for you at the end. Anyways, this looks weird on camera, but it actually feels superior when it comes to ergonomics. I used to be like, this feels interesting. But when you pair it with the texturing here, texturing there, texturing on the back, your pinky fits right there and your hand is snug as can be. It is locked in and it actually feels really good in the hand. Now, another thing I like about the XDMs, especially for people that are new to concealed carry and shooting in general, are the safety features. This is a very safety, loaded handgun. It is safety checked. It is cleared prior to the video. Just thought we would do that anyways. But when it comes down to safety, this has a lot going for it, right? You have a loaded chamber indicator up top. Now, you should always know if you have a round in the chamber, but I get it. There's nothing wrong with second guessing, double checking. That's the point of press checks. Everyone says it's pointless. You should already know you have a round in the chamber. Who cares, guys? The safer you are, the better. If it takes me an extra second or 2 seconds to make sure my handgun is the way I want it to be, to make sure there is that round in the chamber. Maybe I was confused after leaving the range, but I still, practice gun safety and I want to check. There's nothing wrong with that. But this will tell you. This is a loaded chamber indicator. It'll stick up slightly, but it will not obscure your overall vision or sight picture. Next up is a trigger dingus, right? So a drop safety. If your handgun falls or anything like that, or something unintentionally grabs the outside of the trigger, the main part of the trigger shoe, that dingus has to be depressed too, right? So in order for that to happen, both have to be going. If I press on the side, it stops. But when you press it in the middle, now it goes, right? So overall, that is another safety you have. That is pretty common nowadays on striker-fired polymer handguns. But another safety you have is this grip safety right here. In order for this handgun to go bang, you have to have a decent grip on it. Now, this does not have to be all the way compressed. If it's a little bit out, that's fine, but it just needs to be a little bit in, and boom, right? So you have multiple safeties. Not only does that dingus have to be going, your actual trigger shoe, but the hand grip safety has to as well. And even if you get just like a decent purchase on it, it's going to go bang. It just has to be depressed a little bit. That is huge for when you go to holster. If you holster like this, boom, there's zero chance this handgun can go off on its own. Also, dropping it, just basically anything, being active, there is zero chance this handgun goes off on its own. Another safety feature it has is, okay, ready? Notice right here, right? A striker indicator. Watch when I have the slide racked, right? Now you see this come out. As you can see, when you go to pull the trigger, it releases. So you know this handgun is ready to go. The striker is loaded, and up top you can tell if you have a round in the chamber. So even though they don't need all of this, right, you can function with just a regular handgun. It is nice for beginners and getting used to handguns. And guys, a lot of people talk down on it, talk down on the grip safety. I want as many people in the US to carry guns as possible. If you're new, I'm all for learning gun safety on a handgun like this. It just is what it is. Sometimes it is a risk-reward thing because people say this is just another point of failure, which can be true, but I have a bunch of Springfield Armories, never a single issue with the grip safety, never had the gun not go off when I intended it to, and so on and so forth. So it is what it is, but it might be worth the overall risk of that thing failing at some point to learn gun safety, because you might, protect yourself from, while you're learning or whatever the case may be. It's just a good beginner handgun, and I just want to see people carry and learn firearms. That's all I'm here for. Now, it does come with a rail if you want to mount a light on there, because this is a great home defense handgun. It has awesome forward serrations, rear serrations, U-notch rear. Basically, this is a typical Springfield Armory sight picture for the concealed carry handguns, or even some of their full sizes. It's a U-notch rear, but this has a fiber optic front. On a lot of the other ones, they have a tritium front sight or a white dot. But overall, a great combat sight picture. You might want to swap it out the night sights, and those options are definitely available. Holster options are widely available for this handgun. And even though they don't have memory pads, you can use this takedown lever. You see the way it's shaped? You can use this as a gas pedal. So it acts as a little way to fight some recoil. You have a little bit of leverage if you put your thumb there, and it actually works out pretty well with your grip. Now, when it comes to overall function, everything works great. I mean, everything. That mag launches, that slide locks back, releases like crazy, super easy, and everything is relatively snag-free because it's rounded off pretty well. But overall, the greatest thing about this handgun is it takes a 35 round mag from Springfield Armory. So that is considered OEM. The original manufacturer manufactured a 35 round mag for this handgun. And if you want to watch the video of me shooting it with that 35 round mag in it, go for it. It's up on my channel. That thing just runs. It's sick. And what's nice about it is, even with that extended mag being so big, it runs flawlessly. And that is the typical thing for Springfield Armory that I found out. No matter what you run through it, it just runs. The handguns are just great. Something that a lot of people don't point out in these handguns, like the Hellcat and stuff like that, the Hellcat Pro, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it because of the lighting, but you have your feed ramp to your barrel, and then you have another feed ramp right behind it. You have a backup feed ramp. That is also on the XDS, and that's also on the Hellcat. If you get a round that for whatever reason comes off wrong and nosedives a little bit, you have a backup feed ramp that's going to shoot it right back into your barrel, and you're ready to go. It's basically like a backup for a failure, which is about as solid as you can get. And that's just another reason that this XDM in front of me, my XD, my Springfield Armory XDS, my 3 Hellcats, and my Hellcat Pro don't have a single malfunction between them. And I have thousands of rounds through this handgun. Absolutely love it. Not a single issue, not a single hiccup, not a single problem. Now, do I carry this thing? What I will say is I would definitely trust this thing for carry. I would trust it with my life, my family's lives, anybody's life. This handgun is about as reliable as can be. The finish, it shows some scratches and shows some wears. You can see we're having, some discoloration and stuff, but there's no rust. It's just regular wear and tear from using a handgun. It looks good still. It looks really nice. I don't really care about appearance as much, but it does look solid overall when it comes to the finish. It's actually really held up. But this handgun right here is one of those handguns I just trust. Now let's go to that trigger real quick, and then we're going to talk about shootability, right? Crisp, clean, predictable. The handgun does not move at all when you pull that trigger. Reset. I mean, I love the shape of this trigger. The shape of this trigger is just on point. They leave you plenty of room in this trigger guard for a gloved finger if you live in a cold state or a state that does get cold. So I absolutely love this setup right here. But the overall handgun, what I like about it the most is its shootability. And when I'm talking about shootability, I love the Glock 26. That handgun shoots really well for its size, right? For its ability to be concealed and carried comfortably, the Glock 26 is up there with one of the best shooters, right? The XDS M45 from Springfield Armory, one of the best shooting single stacks there is. The CZP-10M, being a single stack, shoots like a compact sized firearm, right? IWI Masada Slim, it's a thinner stack and a half handgun, but it shoots like a compact. So these are all handguns that shoot really well, handle recoil. The Smith & Wesson M&P 40C, it's a subcompact, handles recoil like a full size out of that 40. It makes the 40 feel like a 9mm. So there's some handguns that just really, really handle recoil. Now the Hellcat doesn't handle recoil the best, neither does the Hellcat Pro. But the XDM Elite and the Springfield Armory XD handle recoil like an absolute boss. I mean, I kid you not. They're my best shooting handguns. When I shoot one-handed at the range, my Springfield Armory XDM and XD are my best shooting handguns, hand down. They don't have the best trigger. They're not the best overall handguns I own, but I shoot them the best. And that thick, heavy slide mixed with the ergonomics, mixed with the overall texturing, they just did everything right on this handgun. It all mixes together and adds up for a very low recoil handgun. And that is one of the greatest things you can have in a handgun, because your next shot, your follow-up shots, getting on target is going to be super fast. And you want something like that. Reliable, decently fast, and has the ability to shapeshift and have larger capacity. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I had to rate the Springfield Armory XDM out of 10, I would honestly give it a 9. This is a great handgun for anybody, whether you're a beginner, really skilled, been shooting your whole life. It's a great handgun for everyone. And on top of that, they're like $440 right now. So, a great deal. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.